Church here at Rest and Rec. I'm here, joined by my boss and scuba instructor, Bryan of Hickory Scuba in Marina. He's been an instructor trainer for 5 different agencies, and he hosts the 10th largest scuba YouTube channel of the same name, Hickory Scuba in Marina. Though today he's actually wearing the shirt of his favorite YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Bryan, thanks for being here.
Well, actually, you're here at Hickory Scuba, but it's good to be here.
Fair enough. So for those of you watching, this is actually our second attempt. Our first attempt wasn't very well received.
What the?
What's up, Bryan?
Seriously, dude?
It's okay. I'm got my wetsuit on. So it's
What is this? This is awful.
Okay.
Is this the best you got?
Test audience did not approve.
Hey, I thought it was pretty funny.
I thought it'd be funny too, but it wasn't like a ha-ha funny. It's more like a cringe kind of funny.
I think people got the wrong idea about you.
People were asking where my feet were. The bathtub setting may have been too much, but hey, this time we have the green screen.
As long as you don't put nothing bad behind there.
I'd never. Bryan, how long you been scuba diving?
Take a guess.
I don't know. You've been scuba diving for a long time. Didn't you say 1988?
Since 1988, going on 32 years.
Wow, that's impressive.
Thank you.
Guess what year I was born?
I ain't got a clue.
1993.
Oh, you're still a puppy.
Yet somehow I look older than you.
This is true. This is true. I got more hair than you do. Oof.
So Bryan, as the host of the 10th largest YouTube channel, how long have you been making YouTube videos?
Since 2012.
Really? How many videos you got?
Close to 1,000.
That's awesome. You know, I really like some of your older content before you're monetized. Like, you know what that original intro reminded me of?
What's that?
You know, I give you a hard time, but I've actually been featured in a couple of your videos, and you've been featured in mine, even though last time I called you out, you never responded.
Bryan, I challenge you to find bryozoans. I know Lake Hickory's just chock full of them.
Yeah, John, I've been too busy to respond to that.
So you think you got a real job, do you? Okay.
My wife says the same thing to me.
Next question. Bryan, you've amassed quite an international following on your YouTube channel. Has it ever occurred to you that maybe people outside of the Southeast might not be able to understand what you're saying?
What are you talking about? What's up, guys? It's Bryan again from Hickory Scuba and Marina. Do me a huge favor. Make sure you click this little subscribe button every day. I do got some classes and students coming in here later on. So without further adu, 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot I've ever been on. Reef Divers is the dive off at the resort. Started, and let's see how good they do.
It's your accent. You know, you just have a really thick Southern accent.
John, I don't have an accent. God talks like I do.
Bryan, you sound like 2 banjos bumping up this. You know, Bryan, I actually made a parody of your accent. Want to see it?
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
What's going on, guys? Bryan here at Hickory Scuba in Marina. If you're new here, do me a huge favor and hit that there little subscribe button right here. Don't worry, honey, I'll edit it in later. Alright, today I'm going to show you my FFM, or full face mask. Now, I know that I am the only public safety diver who dives the... Oh. Put that right here. The only public safety diver who dives the ocean reef instead of the OTS. But I have justification for doing this. But you see right here, the ocean reef just looks sick nasty. There it is. I said it. And, you know, right, well, you know, you got your mask right here. You know, you got that I am your father. But, you know, the OTS system just looks like, you know, you're bow-legged.
So, Bryan, how deep have you ever been in
200 feet, John.
in debt?
Oh. You gotta make $1 million in the scuba industry? No. Start with $2 million.
To work at Hickory Scuba in Marina, is it a requirement to be fat and or bald, or is it just so happen that everybody who works here happens to be fat and or bald?
John, if that was a requirement, you'd be well overqualified.
Fake laugh, real pain. They always say not to make a scuba diver angry because they know where to hide a body. Have you ever taken advantage of this scuba skill?
I think I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
That was actually really good. I like doing that. A little bit of sand in it. So Bryan, you have over 6,500 dives and you've taught for 5 different agencies over your career.
That's correct.
But my audience wants to know, do you think you'll ever be as good of a scuba diver as your dad?
Hey guys, it's Tim again from Hickory Scuba and Marina. We've got a special treat for you today.
John, I've got about 1,500 dives more than my dad, and by any conceivable measure, I'm definitely a better diver than he is.
Well, I have a follow-on question for you here. Have you sought help for your delusion?
We're gonna go out, dive a spot, tell you what we think of it. We're gonna give it a rating.
So, I've been watching your channel for a while, and I noticed that you happen to pick up a new format.
So I'm gonna give this 4 out of 5 stars.
Where did you get that format from?
A 2-star. 3 stars. 3 stars.
I'm gonna give it
3 stars. 2 stars.
So I'm gonna give this 4 out of 5 stars. Literally half of all videos online.
Well, if you'd like to see my eerily similar format, please check out my most recent video. Here's a synopsis.
Casino Point dive site characteristics. Kelp, 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 kelp. Jacques Cousteau. Kelp, 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 kelp. Okay, enough about the kelp. Kelp, 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 kelp. But here's the thing though. Kelp.
So Bryan, that time you jumped out of an airplane, did you ever think to yourself, now this is a sport for real men?
But John, one thing I can say is when you skydive, you always go down. Some of us like to come back up.
What? This is the exact same guy who did our first stand-up. You know, the guy with the butt.
So which is your favorite superhero, Aquaman or Superman?
Aquaman. Never heard of her.
So you prefer the superhero that flies, not dives? Noted. You know who my favorite superhero is, Bryan?
Who's that?
You.
Bruh.
You know, John, I could actually see me and you fighting crime together.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Oh, shit. Victory screech.
I am very, very biased to Marias. If you can't tell, we are a Marias dealer, so I love their products.
Is it fair to say that you're biased towards Marias?
Well, sure, I'm a Marias dealer. It's what we sell here. Even before being a Marias dealer, though, I've used a bunch of different brands. I actually started with a brand called Sherwood back in the day.
Sherwood's interesting to me because they have such suggestive names for their regulators. Sherwood regulators, because I don't go down unless I have a magnum in my mouth. So, you used to be a cop. What happened? What, did you just wake up one day and like, you know what, I have this real job and now I'm gonna blow bubbles for the rest of my life?
Why wouldn't anybody want to do this for a living?
Bryan, you think you'll do this forever?
Till my last breath.
You really love this, don't you?
Absolutely. I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
And you know, dear viewer, that's actually really saying something coming from Bryan, because I didn't think it was physically possible for Bryan to love anybody or anything as much as he loves himself.
A very handsome and highly skilled diver, Bryan. He's really such a gifted and natural diver. He is my absolute hero.
Cocky much?
Very.
Bryan, thanks again for letting me have this interview with you.
Oh, absolutely, John.
Hopefully I still have a job afterward.
Well, sure, absolutely. Till tomorrow.
I see you watched this entire video and didn't hit that subscribe or bell icon.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
This has been Church with Rest and Rec. Till next time. When your voice dies, do you think it'll go to y'all holla?
What's going on, guys? Bryan here.
Sounds just like me.
Bryan, your accent sounds like someone matching with their cousin on Tinder. Would have killed you to print it, freaking non-correlated back of the page. Use it. Use it. Your southern accent is so thick, you make people rowing down the river want to row faster. It's tin foil, not tinfoil. I came up with all these on the way to breath. If Mountain Dew and fried butter could talk, they would sound like you. You know, like you might not be intelligible to, say, normal people. Bryan, no one with your voice has ever said, yes, Alex, I'll take Shakespeare for 1,000. Now, Bryan, you've taught for over 6,500 agencies. And you have 6,500 agencies.
Taught Noah how to scuba dive. Let the clutch out, John.
Yeah. Let the clutch out. You would say that. It's a very southern thing to say. Bryan, you sound like somebody spitting a wad of Wisley.
I can't look at you.
Yeah. Bryan, you sound like somebody spitting a wad of grizzly wintergreen into a truck stop urinal.
Well, here's some sign language for you. Sounds good.